Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a review of the Rise of Ultraman #2 for Marvel Comics. So this is not actually the real cover. This is actually a variant cover that I got. I guess I just got the variant cover lottery here. And this is the actual real cover. And it's kind of okay. I've never been real crazy about the whole collage style of covers. Um, and also, this one's just kind of colored very dark. Nothing pops. It feels like it's just designed to blend in on the shelf. It's more effective as a teaser for things to come because I assume that these things are going to happen in the series. None of them happened in this particular issue. But if that is the case, if this is, what we're looking forward to, then I gotta say, I do really like this outfit. This looks like a redesign of the classic Science Patrol outfit, and I quite like it. And this is the variant cover I ended up getting. It's actually pretty good painting of Ultraman. Not quite as bright or realistic as Alex Ross, but definitely a nice looking painting. And I definitely prefer this one over the regular cover. The interior art continues to be okay. It gets the job done. So last time I said that the pacing of the story was glacial. I want to apologize to glaciers because you do not move this slow. You know in the TV series how there'll be a scene where the Ultra and the human host will have a conversation that'll last less than a minute before joining? That's this entire issue. This is the beginning, and this is the final page. I mean, they don't even agree to merge until the end. And that wouldn't be so bad if the series had anything interesting, original, or deep to say about either Ultraman or Hayata. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Most of it's focused on this flashback where Hayata and Fuji have an encounter with a monster as children, and they encountered a science patrol, or at least a science patrol in this comic. And this guy for the science patrol is apparently too busy fighting the monster to deal with the kids. They established last issue they'll put you in some kind of pod that'll wipe your memory. Apparently they didn't establish a parameter for this monster breach, and so these kids who witnessed this monster just get away scot-free. And so after that, they become obsessed with the science patrol and monsters and, want to join the science patrol. And if this sounds familiar, yes, this is another thing that they swiped directly from Men in Black International. Now, it could be complete coincidence. Maybe the people who made this comic are not familiar with that movie, but it is pound for pound, exactly the origin of one of the agents in Men in Black International. And there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from other people's work and then turning it into something original of your own. But that doesn't really feel like what's happening here. There just doesn't feel like there's enough going on to make these ideas that they're swiping from Men in Black into something original or interesting. This just feels like they don't have any particular ideas of their own, and so they're just borrowing other people's. We do go into what an Ultra actually is, so we finally know what that is. And they do actually touch on the idea that Ultras are this evolved race and that other races could eventually evolve to become Ultras, but that Ultraman doesn't believe humanity will get there. So this is sort of similar to, Babylon 5 or something like that with that concept. And they also add in a bit that the monsters breach our world because of fear. Fear draws them or opens the dimensional barrier to their world. And so this is, kind of similar to, Power Rangers Samurai or Defiant Comics back in the 90s or Ghostbusters 2, things like that. Maybe that'll be an interesting twist at some point when something actually starts happening in this miniseries. So Ultraman is kind of cynical about humanity because he believes that we killed his brother, who in the TV show is called Ultra 7. He's not named here, but presumably they will call him Ultra 7. And he doesn't appear to be dead from the teaser we got last issue, but obviously that'll be revealed at some point, hopefully before the end of the miniseries. And Hayato apologizes to Ultraman for shooting him on the order of a superior. Apparently, that really hurt him. I guess the cannon that shot him out of the sky last issue must have really weakened him or something. I don't know. I don't quite understand like everything that they have going on here. For some reason, Hayata and Ultraman are in this like little bubble together that no one can penetrate for 19 hours, and no one's doing anything other than like taking measurements or something. And apparently Fuji just sat there for 19 hours and did nothing during this time. And the other plot line that runs through this issue is Fuji suddenly has this incredible leap of logic that they need to find the top secret cannon that shot Ultraman out of the sky last issue, and somehow that's going to help them figure out how to help Hayata, who is, again, mysteriously taking 19 frickin' hours to join with Ultraman. She's accompanied by Captain Muramatsu, who, yes, was the leader of the Science Patrol in the old show, and Muramatsu becomes suspicious, thinking that something is wrong because this guy who answers is supposed to be on leave. And so he does what any good commander who thinks something is wrong would do. He obviously headbutts this guy until he's unconscious. He just headbutts him one time and knocks him unconscious. And then, of course, the Science Patrol, taking cliches from the villain handbook, decides to follow Fuji and Muramatsu in their car and shoot at them from a plane. We leave no cliche unused in this comic. And so, yes, we do have the incredibly unsurprising reveal that the Science Patrol in this particular comic is evil. We don't go into the fact that they're probably secretly run by an alien who's infiltrated them, but I guess that would have been just too much for this issue. So I still don't know what to say about this miniseries. I still cannot tell you if I'm going to like it or not. Yeah, I am bored right now and a little annoyed at the pacing, but right now it's just setup. I mean, once this thing gets going, it could be fantastic. I assume by the end of this miniseries, Ultraman will be a giant fighting monsters, but at this rate, I'm not even betting on that, but hopefully, I mean, give me something. And so what I'm going to say is basically, if you're interested, you might want to give this a try, but you're going to need to be very patient. It takes a long time to tell its story, and it doesn't necessarily have an overwhelming amount of story to tell. So it's very slowly paced, and I'm not sure why it takes two writers. I forgot to mention that last time. This is Kyle Higgins and a gentleman named Matt Groom. And I don't know why it takes two writers to say this little. But again, it could be fantastic once this gets going. I assume that this is a setup for an ongoing series. Hopefully we'll get there. You never know nowadays. So anyway, I will be reviewing this entire series. So like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, could you guys hurry it up and just merge? See ya.